Hello and welcome to the third installment of the Ovum Defender's retrospective on Flash Game Follies. If you haven't checked out the last two, they'll be linked somewhere, most likely when I'm talking about them right now. I talked about Ovum Defender 2 in the last and the first one I did, so let's get right down to it. The first game was... okay. WAD's keys to pan, move the pan and move the camera. Okay, anyways, the first one was a type. Sorry about that. I'm really tired here. The first one was a tower defense game. The second, or I'm not entirely sure which order they came out in, but you had Ovum Defender where you had to click. It wasn't a full-on auto turret thing like this is. And then you also had the tower defense, and both of them I did bring up was very lackluster in what they did. Not that they were bad, mind you, just that they could be better. So, how's this fare? Well, as you can see right now, they've really cut out the standard sperm they'd been using. Wow, that sounds weird to say. And mostly what we get is an automated, just pop up your turrets here sort of gameplay, which isn't bad. In fact, I actually really enjoy it. You get a very interesting sense of, this is your cervix, or this is the egg, fucking, protect the egg sort of gameplay. You have your life, which is, you getting shot, and your life is actually what will feed into the fetus. Okay, I realize phrasing for any of these videos is just really awkward, but, and ultimately, this is what it is. While yes, it does have the, click and wait mentality of the tower defense game, which was a negative for the tower defense game. However, it also makes it that you do have to stay on your toes. Like, your turrets will lose health, you will lose health, and they even added in power-ups like that, where you got to click instead of, just blasting away at, things like in the Ovum Defender straight up. They actually add a progression system, which I love. And, different variety. The variety type in this is great. As you can see, the variety type is great. While yes, you can easily take a lot more damage, and there is really a dependent sort of thing on just what works and what doesn't. You can be overwhelmed relatively easily, which I don't think is a problem because they give you the tools. Unlike in the other two, I feel this gives you the tools to it really becomes you versus the game instead of the game just trying to screw you over, which, is one of my favoriteest things. We've got dogfights happening over here because these summon, cruisers. Yes, it definitely loses a lot of the, well, clearly we're inside a woman here, which can be construed as weird. Upgrade center. Let's do that. Let's up fire. Okay, how much do you cost? Wow. Okay. Save game. Weapon configure. Play. I didn't add anything to... Well, this is going to end horribly because that is one of the problems with it, is that you've got to, every level, you've got to really, hi, thank you. And yes, you can switch to I'm going to lose, and the big problem that does stem from that is, thanks for, yes, I'd like to make another baby. I don't know why I enjoy the fact that they ask, hey, and I like that, I start back at level 4 with all my stuff, exactly like what I brought up last time. There really is a nice system in place where you can pump the time into it without it feeling like just a time waster. It's actually kind of funny how I'm doing this, because as soon as I found out there were the other two Ovum Defender games, I had to pop in, I had to pop up and go, wow, it's not a tower defense and everything like that, which I loved. And progressively, the more I've played the first one, played tower defense, and then seeing it culminate in this is really where it finds its drive. Maybe it's because I don't play a lot of the, single like turret defense games. I technically it still is a tower defense to me, because you are a tower defending yourself instead of having to place towers and everything like that. But Jello did bring up that is actually kind of a stupid idea. Not a stupid idea, but a stupid, like, separation, because they are two separate genres, but I think they kind of share a name. I know, weird. Excuse me. Need a drink real quick. Okay. But but yeah, I know it's a weird different, and there is probably a different name for it. Like maybe it isn't a tower defense game. Maybe I'm just using two names because I feel they're similar. But that's not what we're talking about. We're just talking about Ovum Defender 3. One, I will say that it, like I said, it did lose a lot of its, hey, we're in a vagina here mentality, especially since, there's, if you can see the background, there's, looks like a Mario warp pipe here, bowling pin, traffic cone, tin can. The woman we're in really does need some Last Starfighters inside her. Oh, hey, that's what this reminds me of. Last Starfighter. Sorry, not the point, I know. But there really isn't a point. I mean, it's one of those things that you can totally work with, because even if this was set in like space or something, which, if we just change the background to black, no, maybe like Field of Stars, no one would actually turn around and think, oh, hey, we're in a uterus here, or ovary, or cervix, or whatever the. I am not a gynecologist, damn it. But you can see, the progression, and especially since they changed their art style so much, it really does feel like a different game entirely. Is that a good thing? I really liked the fact that we were shooting happy little sperm in the first two. But with the change of design, you have a lot more variety. Yes, like I said, I really didn't play the tower defense all that much. In fact, if you watched, I didn't even make it past level 1. So you can say that, I really am, I don't want to say jaded on this, but I really am, like, it's a really lackluster thing. I could be horribly wrong. The game could branch into what we're seeing right now, or what you're seeing right now, or no, or what we're seeing right now. I know I'm babbling. I'm sorry. It's 6 in the morning. I'm so very tired. But we got the last Star Destroyer, the last Star Destroyer. We've got the last Starfighter thing going, and I kind of dig it. Like I said, with what the games as a whole really need is a guiding narrative, and actually doing something like, hell, you could actually make this really fun, and these are actually nanobots that were sent back to make sure only Kyle Reese's sperm enters Sarah Connor so that John Connor can be born, or something similar on that effect, where, you know, the weird shaped ships, that are trying to destroy these are quite literally, you know, evil Terminator style things, as well as then mix in, you know, and then mix it in with the sperm. Oh, yeah. But mix it in with, and then really just have a story that is really quite, entertaining, and you can have, some fun with it instead of it just being a static, here's this, do this, you know. And yeah, it does take development time, and I know a lot of indie developers actually don't, whenever they design something, it's a matter of, okay, let's get it out, or they do function over form, and even then, they really don't. But yeah, that should save us a lot of trouble. Okay, and now I have an ugly baby. But I've already been going 13 minutes on this. So what can I say that I haven't said before in the first two? Except that this really is the best step for them to go. This style. Like I said, they should definitely look into like adding a story mode to it, or not even a story mode, just like even if it's a loose storyline and then leading into the arena style that they have. But ultimately, as a game, it works. It's not too bad. It's actually quite fun, and it can be addicting if you've got the time. So with that, I definitely say you should totally follow through how I discovered this. Play the tower defense, play the first one, and you will have a respect for not only the genres in which they reside in, but when you hit Ovum Defender 2, you will want to sink time into it. Okay? With that, I am done with this little retrospective on the Ovum Defenders. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. You want me to do a game or even a game series? Comment below. Or if you think I missed something, you think I'm completely wrong, and this is one of the worst games ever, let me know in the comments. I'm always up for a lively debate. Or even just telling trolls that they're wrong. Okay, I will catch you on the flip side.